It's time for Mount Union Purple Raider football on AM 1310 WDPN. It's time for Mount Union football on your radio and live on AM 1310 WDPN's Facebook and X pages, as well as streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. The 13-time Division III national champions are locked in and ready for battle. So let's head to the stadium and join our play-by-play team of Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere for all the action. This is Mount Union football, and it starts right now on AM 1310 WDPN.
Check. Check 1, 2. I'd leave Christian and them out of it from here on out.
Oh, well.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports Network. I'm Jay Wilhelm, and I'm live at Karas Stadium in Alliance, Ohio, as the Purple Raiders take on the Ohio Northern Polar Bears in this OAC matchup of the only two remaining teams with undefeated conference records. Ohio Northern comes in sitting at 5-1, 5-0 in conference play. Their lone loss of the season came in Week 1 against out-of-conference opponent Franklin on the road. They've since popped off 5 straight victories, all in conference play. They will look to do one of the hardest things at any level in college football, and that's beat Mount Union on their turf. The Purple Raiders come in with a record of 6-0, 4-0 in conference play. This marks the 67th all-time meeting between the two schools, with Mount owning the series to the tune of 52-13-1. They have won 18 straight against Ohio Northern. The Purple Raiders are led by head coach Jeff Dart in his 6th season, and he has a 62-4 overall record and is 44-0 in the OAC. Mount Union has scored over 35 points in every game so far this year and scored 42 or more in 4 of those 6 games. Now it is time to tag in my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees. Mike, back-to-back days in the booth together, my friend, but today it's a college football on the slate. Welcome, sir.
Hey, brother. How are you? It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon for some Purple Raider football. Jay, this is my first home game for Mount Union. When I've covered before, it has been away games. This stadium is special. There's just something about it when you pulled in, the camaraderie. Everybody's in a great mood, and today's going to be a phenomenal game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's easy to feel that when you're walking into a building that holds on to as many national championships as the Mount Union Purple Raiders do. On top of that,
13 of them.
13 total. On top of that, some of the alumni. I mean, we got a guy, on the east side of Pennsylvania that's got a Super Bowl ring at the helm of the Philadelphia Eagles that's got some ties here to Mount Union.
Absolutely. You're talking about Nick Sirianni for sure. But obviously, Ohio Northern, the Polar Bears, 5-1, as you said, and Mount Union is 6-0. Andy Freeze, head coach of Ohio Northern. Jay, he is only the school's 4th head coach in the last 39 years. Let that sink in for a second. 4 coaches in 39 years. The Browns can't even get that right.
There's actually not many. I mean, maybe the Patriots. Because they had
Bill,
and then they went to another Bill for a very long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're about 5 minutes away from kickoff, which is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. here at Karas Stadium on the campus of Mount Union in Alliance, Ohio.
Yeah. So last week, obviously, Mount Union, they scored 24 unanswered points in their 38-6 win at Heidelberg to improve to 4-0, and Ohio Northern shut out Capital 56-0, its first shutout win since 2018. You said Northern's off to its first 5-0 start in OAC play since 1982. Jay, that's the year I was born. That's been a long time. That's the year you were born.
Same, yeah. Yep.
So Mount has won 18 straight games against the Polar Bears. Last year, they won 42-13. And the Raiders outscored Ohio Northern 28-6 in the second half. The Raiders' last loss against Ohio Northern came in 2005. They lost 21-14 at home. So obviously, the Purple Raiders have the Polar Bears number.
Yeah, and there's a reason they play the game. But I'm going to tell you right now, my initial thoughts are I don't really see that changing.
We were down on the field pregame. I mean, these players are hyped. They're ready to go. I'm really excited to watch freshman quarterback Mikey Maloney. I mean, he's an incredible athlete. And watching him pregame, just the spiral that he puts on the ball, something's different, Jay, when he throws it.
Yeah, out of Painesville, Riverside. Anytime you can come into a program like this with the storied history that they have as a freshman and be the one that they hand the keys to the car to, you got to be something special, because nothing else is good enough when you got 13 national championships other than winning 14.
Absolutely. And Maloney has multiple TDs in all 6 games this season. I mean, that's incredible right there. It just 307 yards in his debut against Wheaton, 5 touchdowns. I mean, this kid is incredible. I'm so excited to watch him play. The defense has only given up 13 points in the last 3 weeks, as Ohio Northern and Mount Union both taken the field. Jay, keys to victory for the Purple Raiders today?
Be who they are. Nobody's beating them yet.
Continue. They're
just
ranked
be who you
2
are
for a reason.
Yep,
right?
Yep. Be who you are. I think if you're Ohio Northern, most coaches will say this: limit the turnovers, control the line of scrimmage, and keep Mount's offense off the field. You want long, methodical drives. You want to wear out their defense. I really think those are the main keys for Ohio Northern if they want to come in here. Like I said in my opening, one of the hardest things to do at any level of college football is to come into Mount Union and beat them on their field.
Now they're at midfield now for the coin toss. Today's captains for Mount Union are Caleb Brown, Jerry Cooper Jr., and Giovanni Kennedy, the 3 captains for the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, and we're
close.
We're about 2 minutes away.
Less than.
I want to thank you guys for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here on AM 1310 WDPN. And you can also catch us on Q92radiosports.com. We will also, there's a big old game going on west of here at the Hall of Fame Village. My broadcast partner, Mike, will keep you updated throughout on that one. That's
absolutely
the biggest high school football game in the country. And we've got the coin toss, although I wasn't paying attention.
Ruh-roh. It looks as if Mount won the toss. And I believe they are going to – I'm trying to get a lay of the land here. We're in a beautiful booth. I mean, shout out to the Purple Raiders. They are incredible.
Yeah, they set us up nice.
Food. We got some sweet passes. I mean, all this information is phenomenal. It helps make our jobs so much easier.
Yep.
Calling a football game. They gave us phonetics. They gave us all sorts of –
that helps.
Yeah, phonetics help.
The last thing we
Mount
want to do
Union
is
will get the football to start here, Jay. They're going to rock with 2 men deep.
And they are in the all black pants and jerseys, white numbers, and then they have that legendary purple helmet with the white Raiders underlined on the sides. The Polar Bears of Ohio Northern are in their all white road jerseys with the black numbers and the black helmets with that orange trim going across the top. And we got the ball teed up and we're ready for Division III OAC college football here today on AM 1310 WDPN. And it's going to be line drive right down the right side. Fielded. Nope, dropped at the 5. He's going to pick it up at the 4. And there are so many Polar Bears there. And now Mount's going to have to start deep in their own territory.
That was Caden Miner, the sophomore, just mishandled it a little bit. And Ohio Northern ready to go on special teams, not allowing him to go anywhere. So, Jay, as the Mount Union Purple Raiders take the field, Micah Maloney, amongst others, Darnell Williams, Davion Grant, Nick Turner, Jacob Cockrell. We have all these names, and these are very, very talented kids. I'm so excited to watch them.
And Mikey Maloney's going to come out in the shotgun. He's going to have 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and he's got Darnell Williams in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's looking to the right side, fires it over the middle on a slant route, incomplete, intended for Davion Grant.
Yep, that was great defense by number 4, Darius Barnett, the senior for Ohio Northern out of Cleveland Benedictine.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 as they're starting again from their own 7-yard line. Maloney's going to be in the shotgun. He's going to have 3 wide again, puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, and this time he holds on to it instead of the handoff. Another slant over the middle, right past the intended target, Nick Turner, incomplete.
Yeah, obviously, Mikey Maloney wants to sling that rock. 2 passes, 2 incompletions. Hopefully, he will get it under control. 3rd and 10 deep in his own end.
3rd and 10 from their own 7. Both passes have been across the middle. And we'll see what they change here as they're going to go back in the shotgun. And they're going to have 2 wide outs, and then they're going to have a stacked slot on the right side. And Darnell Williams is going to be on the left hip of Maloney. He puts a man in motion out of the slot, drops back the pass, trying to scramble, takes off running, and he's going to be sacked down. They got a few yards, but he's going to be taken down at the 9-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th and long, and here comes the punt team.
Obviously not what you want if you're Mount Union going 3 and out, but shout out to the Ohio Northern Polar Bear defense. Locked and loaded here to start the game, and now on to punt for Mount Union.
It's like Austin Stouffer is back deep. Stauffer standing at about his own 47, 48-yard line. Mount's going to punt out of their own end zone.
Michael Franklin, the punter for Mount Union.
There's the snap. Flips it over. It's a high punt. Fair caught at the 49-yard line of Ohio Northern. And that's where Sam Feldman and his troops will start their first offensive possession of the ball game.
Well, obviously, we talked about it a little bit ago, Jay. Mount Union has only given up 13 points in their combined in the last 3 weeks. I think we're going to see a little bit more of the same today. At least that's the hope. They don't want to fall behind early.
No. And Sam Feldman, senior quarterback, he's out of Springboro, Ohio. He's in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got his running back in the backfield with him, right behind him, takes a snap and goes ahead and hands it off to him. He goes straight up the middle and gains 2 yards out to the 50.
That tailback is number 22, Louis Blasioli. I hope that's right. If it's wrong, I apologize. No phonetical help.
From the visiting squad, huh?
But that's okay.
So it's going to be 2nd and 7 as they gave him 3 yards. Ball right at the 50. And Feldman going to go back in that shotgun formation, and he's going to stay with those 3 receivers. Mount showing blitz. Here they come off the right side, and he's going to fire it to the right side. Got his intended target, Kyle Celestin, and that's going to be a first down for the Polar Bears.
Costa Tharasavilu. I got it right off the rip. Made the stop, but not until Ohio Northern picked up the first down. And, Jay, we know that Ohio Northern going to sling it. They like to throw.
So that goes down. Now they are in Mount territory on the Mount Union 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Feldman back in the shotgun. 3 receivers. Takes the snap, hands it off to his running back who goes straight up the middle, and he's churning down to about the 37-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Another great job. Great carry. Followed. It'll be another 3-yard gain, so 2 carries and 6 yards for Louis.
2nd and 7. 12:30 to go here in the first quarter. Ohio Northern starting their first possession with great field position, the exact opposite of the Purple Raiders, who had to start inside their own 10. Feldman now back in the shotgun for the Polar Bears. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires to the right side, got his man again, who breaks free. They got another first down, and they are inside the red zone as they're finally going to whistle it dead at the 15-yard line. Again, Kyle Celestin on the reception.
Just a great job there. A great read, great throw, broke the tackle, and a big play for the Polar Bears.
And so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Ohio Northern on the Mount Union 15-yard line. Feldman's coming out in the shotgun again. He's going to have 2 receivers out wide to the left, 1 out wide to the right. And he's got his back right behind him in the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires it left, in and out of the hands of the intended target, which was Julian Ponce. 2nd and 10.
So far, Feldman now, that'll be his first incompletion of the day, Jay. 2 of 3, 32 yards.
That one came in hot.
Oh, he had a little bit of mustard on that throw. Great coverage by Mount Union. Sets up 2nd and 10.
Here comes Mr. Sam Feldman. This time he's going to put 3 receivers to the left, 1 down here to the right, and the running back in the backfield. Checks the play at the line of scrimmage. Feldman takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking to the right. And he led his receiver just a little bit too much. Incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Oh, great job there. Again, Mount Union's defense locked in on the receiver. Seemed like the receiver and the quarterback on 2 different pages. The quarterback wanted the receiver to go in a lot more than where he did, and he kind of stopped to the outside. An incompletion for sure. 3rd and 10, Jay. Big for Mount Union. You obviously want to stop him here, hold him to a field goal try.
Yeah, Ohio Northern's just kind of driven right down this half of the field pretty easily until this point. And if you're Mount, holding them to a field goal, I think would be a big win. And they're going to whistle it. They're going to call a timeout, which is going to be on Ohio Northern. So we'll step away. You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, man, good to see you. What brings you out here today?
Need to pick up a few tools. You?
I need new kitchen cabinets, countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson's Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard plumbing registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park, or visit them online at robertsonkitchenandbath.com, where amazing meets affordable.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here out of the timeout as Feldman's in the shotgun. He puts 3 receivers in the slot, puts his running back in motion, looks left, and he's going to be brought down and sacked at the 22-yard line. Big time defensive stand there by the Purple Raiders.
There were 3 Mount Union Purple Raiders. I'm going to shout out a couple here. Look like Caleb Brown was the first one there to wrap up Feldman on the sack. He was there amongst others. But this will force Ohio Northern now into a field goal try, Jay. 39 yards.
39 yards. They are kicking from left to right with the wind. Looks like it's coming, at least those flags out there off to the left, right into their face. And there's the snap, the hold, the kick is up. And I think he missed it to the right. The wind pushed it. So a big stand there by the Mount Union Purple Raider defense.
Oh, we got a man down.
And Ohio Northern's got a man writhing in pain at about the 25-yard line.
That is number 76, Bobby Stanyard, the sophomore out of Cincinnati Anderson.
Cincinnati.
I was wrong. Parker Logan, Brandon Bowden will get credit for the sack of Feldman. Live stats are a beautiful thing.
Live stats are a beautiful thing. We call high school football each and every Friday night, and that's a rarity at that level, which it's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But we appreciate it, and do not take it for granted when we come this direction.
So they're going to say that field goal, Jay, by Cody Dykes was from 38, not 39. I apologize. Apparently math is hard.
Yep,
Missed
and
it
Ohio
by a
Northern's going to bring out another player to help get – who was that on there? That is Bobby Stanyard. He's going to need help off the field as he's not putting any weight on that right leg. And so the training staff is going to take him off the field. And the Mount Union offense is going to come out and start from their own 21-yard line, 1st and 10 for Mikey Maloney and his guys. He's going to come out in the shotgun. No score here with 10:37 left in the first quarter. A receiver to each side for the Purple Raiders. Maloney takes the snap and hands the ball off to the back, who's going to follow his blockers up the right side. He gets free on the right sideline, and he's going to be clipped out of bounds at the 41-yard line. That's going to be a first down for Mount.
Caden Miner broke free, and a big one. Did a great job following his blocks and just the speed. The only thing that saved him was the angle pursuit by the defender. They're able to knock him out of bounds.
So right back to the line of scrimmage for the Purple Raiders. And they're back in the shotgun for Maloney. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to hand it off to his back again. This time he goes right up the middle, out across to the 45-yard line. Nice little 4-yard gain is going to make it 2nd and 6.
Well, just take what the defense gives you. I don't know how flies are getting in here. Oh, I guess we do have that little window open right there.
We got the roof window. Get a little bit of airflow in this bad boy. So 2nd and 6 for the Purple Raiders, going right to left from their own 45-yard line. 9:35 to go here in the first quarter, no score. Maloney in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, empty up top. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking left, fires left to the sideline, got his man, got a foot down into Ohio Northern territory, and it's another Mount Union first down.
Great job there by Mikey Maloney, taking what the defense gave him.
Jacob Cockrell went up, grabbed it at the high point, and toe-tapped it in for the first down as they move into Polar Bear territory for the first time this afternoon. Maloney back in the shotgun. He's got a receiver to each side. Running back behind him in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to the back. Goes up the left side, gains maybe 2 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Great job there. Again, Caleb Miner, your tailback, did a phenomenal job following his block there, but got tripped up, or else he would have been another big run, Jay, down the sideline.
2nd and 8 for the Purple Raiders. Right back to the line of scrimmage for Mikey Maloney. This time 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Got his back in the backfield as he stays in the shotgun, puts a man in motion, goes back the other direction, takes the snap, hands it off to his back, who goes up the left side, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Ohio Northern all over that one, saw it coming and knew it, stopped for no gain.
So it's going to be 3rd and 8 for Mount Union on the Polar Bears. 38-yard line. Maloney gets the call from the sideline. His guys are already set up in formation. He shouts out the play call, gets back into the shotgun. Maloney takes the snap, drops back to pass. Here comes the rush off the left side. He steps into the pass, got his man inside the 20-yard line. And now the Purple Raiders are inside the red zone themselves for the first time here today.
Davion Grant on the reception. A huge pickup on 3rd down. Great throw. Great catch. First down, Purple Raiders.
Maloney did a great job stepping up in the pocket, setting his feet and firing it to the right side for Grant, who took it in then inside the 15 down to the 11. So Mount Union knocking on the door. Maloney in the shotgun. Puts a man in motion. Takes the snap. Drops back to pass, looking left. Back corner. Way over the head of his intended target. Incomplete. That's going to be 2nd and 10.
Well, obviously trying to get the touchdown there. Just slightly overthrown. Great job there by Ohio Northern. had the receiver kind of locked up in coverage.
It would have taken a special pass to drop that in the bucket the way he was covered.
His intended receiver was Davion Grant again.
So 2nd and 10 from the Ohio Northern. 11-yard line, under 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Still no score, but Mount is threatening. Maloney in the shotgun. Takes the snap high, but he brings it down and hands it off to his back, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, and there's a whole bunch of polar bears there.
Now, obviously, they read that run from the get-go, going to set up a 3rd and 10, Jay, from the 11.
This is a big 3rd down for Ohio Northern. They'd love to reciprocate, stopping the Purple Raiders inside their red zone, which was done to them on the previous drive and held them to a field goal attempt, which was ultimately no good. Maloney in the shotgun. They're going to put 2 receivers to the right, 1 down here wide to the left, and that's Jacob Cockrell. Maloney takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's rolling left, fires it to the guy in the flat, and he dives forward for a Mount Union touchdown.
That was number 45, Wyatt Steele, out of Tampa, Florida, on the receiving end. Great job there. Great rollout by Maloney. Found him in the flat. He did all the work. Got into the end zone. Touchdown, Purple Raiders.
Extra point still to come for the Purple Raiders, and they got it lined up, and they're ready to go.
Yvonne Merrick on to attempt the extra point.
There's the snap, the hold, the kick. Plenty of leg, and it's good. 7-0 now for the Purple Raiders as they take the first lead of the ball game with 6:07 to go here in the first quarter against the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
That was a great offensive series there after, obviously, the 3-and-out on the opener. Couldn't get anything going deep in their own end, Jay. That is the Mount Union we're used to seeing. Very methodical, dissecting the defense, getting downfield, and getting points on the board.
So now Ohio Northern has the all-important task of trying to keep up as they will get the football back for their second offensive possession of the football game, albeit it probably won't be as good of a field position start as their first drive was, unless they can get a really good return from one of the return men, and they have 2 standing back deep. One at about the 3-yard line, the other one at the 5, and they're split at the hash marks. Mount Union's going to tee it up, looking across the way to the home side. That home stadium, that home section's pretty filled up, almost full.
They love their Purple Raiders out here.
And we have the football teed up. Everybody fans out. And there's the kick driven up the left side. And it's going in and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And sure enough, Ohio Northern will start deeper than they did the last time.
That's absolutely positively true. This Mount Union defense looking to get it going. Just again, it is beautiful here at Kara Stadium. One of the finer college football campuses that I've been to.
It's a beautiful day too. That's helping a lot. That sunshine will make most places look better. Sam Feldman now back in the shotgun for Ohio Northern. And he's going to take a snap, hand it off. Nope, fake the handoff to his running back, although he should have because he kept it and maybe gained a yard, and his running back took off through the line, and there was nobody there. He could have probably still been running had he gave up that football.
Absolutely not. I mean, obviously, it's funny to sit up here and play backyard quarterback, but obviously he should have made a better decision than what he did, but it's an unfortunate thing, but sets up a 2nd and 9. They're going to give him a 1-yard gain.
2nd and 9 now from their own 26-yard line. Started on the 25. This time they're going to go a 4-receiver set. 3 to the right, 1 up top to the left. He's got his back. He puts him in motion. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to run it himself. That was a designed quarterback draw, and he gets it out across the 35 to the 38, and that's going to be a Polar Bear first down.
Just a great job there on the designed quarterback run. That's what he wanted to do the first time. Couldn't get it done and just absolutely trucked the Mount Union defender.
Yeah, that was impressive for the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a big kid.
That was number 1 for the Purple Raiders, Jerry Cooper Jr., that kind of got ran over a little bit. He'll look to get some payback here shortly.
He's out of South Fort Myers in Miami, Florida. Back in the shotgun now for Feldman. Puts a man in motion out of the shotgun. He's got 4 receivers out there. Drops back to pass. Here comes the blitz. He avoids it once, avoids it twice, and then he's going to be taken down for a 1-yard sack.
Oh, great job there by the Purple Raider defense. All over it. Saw what was coming. Wouldn't let Feldman out of their sights. He couldn't even get the ball down the field if he tried. They had those receivers blanketed, Jay, from the start.
So it is now going to be 2nd and 11 from their own 37-yard line. The first thing you try to avoid if you want to keep up with this Purple Raiders team is you got to stay in front of the chains, and that play right there put them behind them. So 2nd and 11, they're going to go with another 3-receiver set. Feldman takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires it to the right side, a little too tall for his intended target, incomplete.
He was looking for number 15, Julian Ponce, once again, out of Hollywood, Florida.
A couple of Florida guys mentioned, one from each side so far. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 11 now. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Mount Union leads Ohio Northern 7-0.
That sack 1 play ago, Weston Arthur and Gabe Ganelli will share it. They each get a half a sack on the 1-yard sack play there.
So Feldman, they're going to go back to that 4-wide set. One of them's in the slot. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, blitz off the left side. He doesn't see him. And it's going to be knocked down, and they're going to let it play out because right now it's a fumble, but I believe they're probably going to call this incomplete because it looked like his arm was moving forward, and the Polar Bears are going to bring out the punt team.
Yeah, the referee very quick to run in and said, it wasn't a fumble, arm going forward. Incomplete, but a great job there by the Purple Raider defense. Get Ohio Northern out, and they're going to run to the line here to punt this.
Yep, first punt of the game by either team. Second one, I lied. I'm a liar. And nice punt there by the Polar Bears. He's going to be fielded at the 15. Comes out to the 20, and he is going to be shoestring tackled at the 23-yard line.
Jay, we talked about high school football. The man that just returned that punt is North Canton Hoover graduate Mason Ashby.
We remember him.
Mason Ashby
was a quarterback for.
He was a receiver.
He played quarterback too. When I covered him,
he did both.
I covered him, he actually won Player of the Week as the quarterback.
Sophomore from North Canton Hoover.
Yep.
So great to see him here at Mount Union.
Probably heard of his older brother Connor, who's a baseball stud. And here we go. We're going to take the snap from Mount Union. They're going to hand it off to the back up the right side. And it's a foot race to the 50, to the 30, to the 20. Touchdown.
Just unbelievable. 76 yards on the carry. That was number 26, Kalen Miner, and he was gone. As soon as he took it, he was long gone. They weren't catching him, Jay. They didn't need a rocket. They would have needed a rocket to catch him.
Yeah, once he hit that sideline on the far right side, it was a foot race, and they didn't have the angle or the speed to catch him. And the extra point still to come, and it's a one-play drive. Did they play one play?
Yeah, that was the first play.
Yeah. The extra point is up. And it is good. It is now 14-0. Purple Raiders with 3:28 to go here in the first quarter. And if Ohio Northern doesn't get something going soon, this is going to turn into a boat race.
Yeah, it may absolutely head that direction. But We'll see. I mean, obviously, you make adjustments here. Mount Union's just really, really good. And Ohio Northern will have that chance here coming up shortly after this kickoff.
3:28 to go here in the first quarter. Mount Union leads the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 14-0. After that 76-yard sprint by Minor. And they're going to kick it back to the Polar Bears. And we're going to see if Ohio Northern is up for the task.
I'm a fan of the music they're vibing here today.
It's a lot more timid of an atmosphere across the way. I mean, you got a few doing the jump and the bounce compared to what we had to deal with last night over at Memorial Stadium in Green.
Absolutely.
There's the kickoff up the left side, and it's going to go through the back of the end zone again for another touchback. And Ohio Northern will start from their own 25-yard line.
Mikey Maloney, 3 of 6, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. Caleb Minor, 6 attempts, 104 yards, and a touchdown. And Davion Grant, 1 reception, 26 yards.
Efficient. They are efficient. So Sam Feldman's going to come out for the Polar Bears and see if he can strike something up here for Ohio Northern, now down 2 scores. He's going to be in the shotgun with 2 receivers to the right, nobody to the left. He's going to hand it off to the back, who goes straight up the left side, gains 2 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Obviously, Ohio Northern trying to lull the Purple Raider defense to sleep, but I don't think you're going to do that. They're going to need to spread it out.
They started out with a couple of good pass plays on that first offensive possession. They went from the 44 all the way down inside the red zone on that first offensive possession fairly easily by way of the pass.
Blasioli has 712 yards on the season and 13 touchdowns, Jay.
Wow.
So he may have something to say about it.
So they gave him 3 on that carry, 2nd and 7, and they're going to hand it off to him. This time he's going to go to the right side and get another 2 yards, if that. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. They're going to say he didn't get anything.
No, he got back to the original line of scrimmage barely.
So 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. And a big 3rd down here for Ohio Northern's offense, where they're just going to have to give it right back.
Well, and that's what you don't want. You don't want this to turn into a track meet. You really don't. You need to have a methodical drive. You need to pick up some first downs. You want to give your defense a break. They've given up 2 touchdowns so far.
Feldman takes a snap, and he's going to go over the top off the left side, and it's going to fall incomplete. No flag on the play. I thought they would think about it, considering the DB never turned around to play the football, but that's going to bring up 4th down for the Polar Bears.
That's number 27, Davis Nye, the junior safety out of Wadsworth, Ohio, the Grizzly. Great coverage there by him. Swats it away, and then I love the celebration. He buckled him up.
Sure.
Locked him up. I'm not too hip to these celebration dances these days.
I don't even try to be. And they almost got to that punt. He barely got it away, and it's going to be fair caught at the 26-yard line for Mount Union. So they'll start 1st and 10 with just under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter as Mount Union leads 14-0.
We're about 1 minute away from the kickoff over there on Q92 for the War of 1894 between the Massillon Tigers and the McKinley Bulldogs.
I was trying to look through some of these rosters to see if any of these guys in uniform have been a part of that. I think there's one in there somewhere.
There's got to be.
I think Lieber.
Yep.
He was a Massillon kid. So here comes now Mikey Maloney back in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, fakes the handoff, turns around. He wants to go up top to his receiver. Got his man on the right side into Ohio Northern territory. And the Purple Raiders are looking to put this thing away early.
That was Jacob Cockrell on the reception, the senior out of Stockbridge, Georgia. What a throw by Maloney. What a catch. Mount Union on the roll again.
1st and 10 now from the Ohio Northern 41-yard line as they flip the field again in one play. Maloney in the shotgun. Receiver out wide left, one up top to the right. Mikey puts a man in motion. Takes the snap. It's over his head, but caught by the running back. And he's running around the right side, and he gained maybe 4 yards. I have never seen such a bad snap turn into such an easy run.
That ball snapped over Mikey Maloney's head, but hey, the running back, Darnell Williams, says, "It's okay, my friend. I've got you."
I've got your back, literally. And heads up play to him. Most running backs will either take off or just freeze.
Yep.
And he had the wherewithal to just go, I got this, and we'll make positive yards out of it. It's now 2nd and 8, and they're going to go 5 wide. Maloney in the backfield, all by his lonesome. Takes the snap, fumbles the snap, catches it, fires it to the right side, got his man again, and that's another Purple Raider first down.
I mean, great job there. But yes, back-to-back plays now, something to watch where Maloney had trouble with that snap, even though it kind of hit him right in the chest, bobbled it a bit, able to set his feet and fire a dart out to Jacob Cockrell.
It says a lot that in chaos, these guys are as calm as a cucumber. Or as cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber.
Yeah. Calm as a pond with no ducks. I don't know if that's a thing, but I just made it up.
I like it.
So back in the shotgun for Maloney. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking left, fires left, got his man at the 20, makes one man miss, and he can't make the second one miss as he's going to be tackled at the 22-yard line. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter as Mount Union leads Ohio Northern 14-0. You're listening to Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Bonford Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Bonford Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Bonfords can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Bonford Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Bonford Glass at 330-823-0450. Bonford Glass, 30 South Union Avenue, in Alliance.
This is Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here at Karas Stadium in Alliance, Ohio, as we're getting ready to start the second quarter as the Mount Union Purple Raiders lead the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 14-0. And Mount Union is driving again as they have a 2nd and 8 from the Polar Bear 22-yard line. Maloney in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks right, tucks it, and runs it himself. And he gains maybe a yard down to the 21-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
A great job there by the Ohio Northern defense. They didn't want Maloney to beat him with his legs, so they had 2 guys on him right there, able to stop him quickly.
Yeah, the Spies did a good job of staying in place and not biting on that fake handoff and then fake pass look to the right. So 3rd and 7 now from the Polar Bear 21-yard line. Maloney in the shotgun. Got 3 total receivers. Puts one in motion. Takes a snap. Here comes a free blitzer, and it's fired to the right side. I thought that bounced off the turf, but I guess not. Yeah, they're saying it did. So that's going to bring up 4th down for Mount Union.
A little bit of confusion here. It looks like the one official called him that he stepped out of bounds. Live stats. Love it, love it, love it.
But yeah, I thought I saw, and I was correct, I saw that ball hit the turf as he fired it to the feet of his running back. And now the Ohio Northern coach is up in the huddle of the refs. He is not happy about something, and they're telling him, whoa, my guy, back it up a little bit. Moonwalk to the sidelines. In the meantime, Mount Union has brought out their field goal kicking unit as we're still waiting to hear what's what from the group in stripes.
They're going to say an incomplete
Yep,
forward
just
pass.
what I thought. And it's something I saw up here. We could have saved ourselves 37 seconds there. So that's going to be 4th and 7 now for the Purple Raiders from Ohio Northern's 21-yard line. And they're going to attempt this field goal. And they are now going left to right. So they'll be kicking into the same direction that the Polar Bear field goal kicker missed on the first possession.
This is Yvonne Merrick, the kicker. Holder is Michael Franklin, senior out of Sandusky, Ohio.
Kicker's out of Falls Church, Virginia. McLean High School. And now we got more waiting going on and more talking from the officials. Not sure what it's about. Maybe they want to hit, I don't know, Chick-fil-A or something afterwards.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's, okay. All right. There we go. Now we're ready to play some football again. 14:08 left here in the second quarter. Mount Union lined up and ready for the field goal attempt. Snap, hold, it's clean, it's up, it's plenty of leg, and it is good. And that moves Mount Union's lead to 17-0.
Great job there. What a kick. What a hold. He's got some power in that leg, my friend, and he powers it through from 38 yards out. 17-0.
17-0. If I'm Ohio Northern right now, obviously you want the touchdown. That's what's mostly needed. But when you're starting to get into this kind of danger territory where the game's almost over before it even gets to halftime, you want to see something. Put points on the board right now of any kind. Get that confidence boost by seeing that 0 on the scoreboard turn to something other.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to fall too far behind. You don't want this to turn into a track meet.
Yeah, you don't want it to turn into a boat race. You know where that came from?
No.
I'll have to tell you someday.
Okay.
Maybe Jay's story time will bring that back out.
Sounds
too.
good. Sounds good.
It's pretty unique, and it has nothing to do with football. Think rowing, crew,
Okay.
something like that. It came from that. Obviously, it started with a boat on water. Here we go. Now we're ready for the kickoff back with 14:03 left in the first half, with Mount Union leading 17-0. There's the kick driven up the left side, and yet again, another touchback through the back of the end zone.
Trying to, I know the game is underway, the Massillon-McKinley game. Looking to see any update I can get so far. Not finding much of anything yet, but that's okay. We'll have plenty of time to get some info on it at halftime.
So here comes Sam Feldman and his offensive teammates, and they're going to come out in a 4-wide set. 3 up top to the right, 1 down here to the left as they are now going right to left. Feldman takes the snap, drops back to pass, fires it quickly to the left side, and that one was hot in and out of the hands of his intended target, Kyle Celestin. Incomplete.
Well, obviously, he had a little bit of mustard on that bad boy as well.
He was trying to sneak it through a tiny window, so he had to put some sauce on it, but in and out of the hands as it was a little too hot. Back in the shotgun for Feldman. This time he's only got 1 receiver out wide to the left. Then he's got a stacked slot on the right-hand side. Drops back to pass, looking right. He's going to have to take off running, and he's going to be sacked again as he couldn't get away.
Great job there by the Purple Raider defense, number 42, Corey Gibson out of Barberton High School in Akron, Ohio, on the sack.
And just like that, it is 3rd and 14 for Ohio Northern from their own 21-yard line, as they are going to have to deal with a 3rd and long, or they're going to have to deal with giving it right back, already down 17. Feldman in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. You can bet a pass blitz is coming. It's coming off the right. He fires it over the middle. Got his man wide open, but missed him. Threw it a little too high, and that brings up 4th and long, and here comes the punt team.
Well, the punter for Ohio Northern getting a workout today, Matt Serdniak from Sagamore Hills Walsh Jesuit High School.
He had that receiver wide open at the 50 and couldn't hit him.
Well, while we're waiting, let's go over some stats here. Well, we're going to wait till after the punt.
They almost got to him last time, and they almost got to him this time, but man, does he punt a pretty pass. It's going to be fielded at the 25, but there's plenty of space out here to the right as the return man brings it out to the 38-yard line.
Mason Ashby, great return from the former Hoover Viking, now Mount Union Purple Raider.
That thing had a spiral on it like a pass.
That absolutely did. But again, you called it. Mount Union almost got to it. Almost got to it.
So here comes Mikey Maloney again. And him and his crew are going to start on their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. They're going to put in a 4-wide set this time, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Running back behind him in the backfield, puts a man in motion. Maloney takes the snap, hands it off, and the play is going to be whistled dead. It's going to be a false start on the Purple Raiders.
They're going to give Mason Ashby a 12-yard return on that punt. He's had 2 really good returns.
With as high as that one was, that's a really good return, considering that thing gave the Gunners about an hour to get down there to cover it, and he still made them miss. All right, it's now 1st and 15 from their own 34 after the false start for the Purple Raiders. Back in the shotgun. They're going to put 2 men in motion. Flip the strong side. Take the snap, and he's going to roll left immediately. Maloney fires it to the left side. Got his man out to the 41-yard line. They're going to say he was pushed out at the 42.
Wow, great job there by Mount Union. Three yards on the completion. Sets up 2nd and 7. Ball on the 42.
Shotgun formation for Maloney. Takes the snap. Hands it off to his back. Tries to bounce it out left. Can't even get out of the backfield as the Polar Bears were there. And he's going to be stopped for a loss. It's going to be 3rd and 11. So 3rd and 11 now for the Purple Raiders from their own 38-yard line. 12 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And the Purple Raiders lead 17-0. Maloney in the shotgun. 1 receiver to the left, 2 over here to the right. He puts Nick Turner in motion. Takes the snap, hands it off to the running back who breaks free up the left side, and he's going to be tripped up at the 45-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th and about 4. They are on their own side of the 50, and we'll see if they decide to go for it. They do not. They are going to decide to punt it away. Might as well. You're already up 17, and the last thing you want to give a visiting team is hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Ohio Northern's going to have 1 man back deep. And he thought about passing that thing, but he's going to punt it away. And he's going to let it bounce. And it's going to take a Purple Raider bounce inside the 15 to the 13. And the Polar Bears will start deep in their own territory again.
11 minutes to go here in the first half. So far, it has been all Purple Raiders.
Yeah, not much going after that first drive by Ohio Northern. They haven't been able to move the ball. I don't know how many first downs do they even have at this point is the big question, because now you got to start with a big problem. You got to start solving small problems, and that's starting by getting first downs. And here comes Sam Feldman in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, and he puts a man in motion. He's got his running back on his hip. Takes a snap, hands it off to the running back who gets out to the 20-yard line, out to the 21, and then we got a late flag flying in.
Let's see what the call is here.
That came from the side judge all the way out on the left side.
I'm going to give him credit for that toss. He
Yeah.
had some length there.
Yeah, he might have been under center at some point in time in his career. It's going to be a personal foul on the defense, which will add 15 yards to the end of that run, and that's going to be an automatic Ohio Northern first down. Although they didn't say what the personal foul was.
No, they just called it a personal foul. Maybe a face mask. I mean, I didn't see one.
We're going to go all the way out to the 36-yard line for Ohio Northern, although that was a very, very good first down run.
Yeah, 8 yards.
It helps to add that 15 yards on top of it. And it's 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears as Feldman's going to go back in the shotgun.
It was a face mask penalty, Jay.
Okay. Feldman takes a snap, quick fire to the right, got his man out to the 42, makes one man miss out to the 50, and he's going to be driven out of bounds for another Polar Bear first down.
The penalty was on Gavin Earhart. Gavin Earhart. They're going to call him for a face mask on that first down run. Getting caught up.
So Feldman back in the shotgun. They're going to have 1st and 10 right at the 50. 4 receivers, and now we got a false start on Ohio Northern. So that'll knock them back 5 yards to the 45, and that's the last thing you want when you're finally moving the football. And so they'll be 1st and 15 back in their own territory on their own 45-yard line. So here's Feldman out of the huddle. He's going to put 3 receivers out wide to the left, 1 up top to the right. 1st and 15 from their own 45. He brings 1 in tight. Takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, goes up the left side, tries to stretch it out. And that one now looked like a face mask as that turned his whole head around, but no call there. And that's going to be about a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Brandon Bowden from Gainesville, Florida, on the tackle for the Purple Raiders.
There we go.
Sets up a 2nd and 12 from the 48-yard line of Ohio Northern.
2nd and 12. We are at 9 minutes to play until halftime. Feldman in the shotgun, puts all 3 receivers to the right, takes the snap, hands it off to his back, who goes right up the middle and then runs into a brick wall and falls forward for maybe half a yard. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 12, maybe 3rd and 11. Actually,
It's 3rd and 9.
They gave him 3 yards on that carry.
Kept those legs churning there.
Evidently good enough for them. It's good enough for me. 3rd and 9 now, as they have officially moved in to Mount Union territory on the Mount Union 49-yard line.
Louis Blasioli.
Blasioli.
That's what we're going to go with.
So shotgun for Feldman. 3 receivers. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Here comes the rush. He steps up. Rolling left. He's going to run it himself. Can he get the corner? He does. But I think he ran. Did he get to the marker? I think he ran out short. I don't think he knew where the marker was. And that's going to be called 4th down and 1 from the 41-yard line. He needed an extra yard.
Went out of bounds a little early.
But at this point, if you're Ohio Northern and you're in Mount territory this deep, you got to go for it. You're already down 17-0.
Yep, you got a running back that can turn those legs.
4th and 1 now from the Mount Union 41. They're going to rush to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation. It's going to be in the Wildcat, and the running back's going to take it and dive forward for the Polar Bear first down.
That was Blasioli again. Wildcat formation, took the snap, direct snap up the middle, and he will have a Polar Bear first down. 7:20 and counting here left in the first half.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 for Ohio Northern on the Mount Union 36-yard line. Looking to change that goose egg on the scoreboard to something, to anything, so they can get a little bit of confidence on the offensive side of the football. The defense has stopped Mount a few times here, although not enough as it's 17-0. Hands it off up the right side, stretches it out for about 4 yards.
No, I mean, Ohio Northern, their
3.
offensive line getting some pushes here
A
and
little
there,
bit, yeah.
allowing the running back to get a little bit of daylight.
They're going to give him 3 on that carry. 2nd and 7 from the 33-yard line. We're approaching 6 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first half. Out of the huddle. Feldman in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. 1 up top to the right. He brings 1 man in close. Oh, there's the fumble as they went to the handoff exchange, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to let go of the football or keep it for a pass, and instead it dropped to the turf, but the Polar Bears come up with it.
Able to get that recovery, or my goodness, we could have been a disaster for the Polar Bears.
It's now 3rd and 10 as they lost 4 on that one. And they are back to the Mount Union 36-yard line. Again, this part of the field, you got to think it's 4-down territory. Feldman in the shotgun. Trips to the left. Puts a man in motion. Drops back to pass. Here comes the blitz off the left side. Nobody's there. He's going to fire it into an open man, and it falls incomplete. The pass was just behind him, but he did a great job of getting rid of that football before he was tackled way back at the 50.
The intended receiver, number 10, Cameron Cox, the senior out of Enon, Ohio, Grennan High School. And if he caught it, Jay, he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those Patrick Mahomes flailing passes as he was going to the ground to avoid the sack. And if he could have hit that man dead in the chest, that would have been a spectacular play, but they are going to go for it on 4th and 10 from the Mount 36-yard line. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, fires it over the middle. A little floater again. Out of the outstretched fingertips of his intended target.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Very close.
It was right down the middle, but still. Mount Union now will take over 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line. Mikey Maloney and company.
And, yep, they're going to start on their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10 with 5:24 to go here in the first half as the Purple Raiders lead 17-0. Maloney's going to be in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 up top to the left. Puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, and he's going to run it himself up the left side. He's got blockers. Cuts it back at the 40 and dives forward to the 42-yard line.
It's a beautiful option play there. I mean, he could have easily pitched it out to the running back. Decided to keep it himself. Picks up 5 on the carry.
2nd and 5 from the 41-yard line with 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Clock's running. Maloney in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires it to the right side, and hits a sliding Nick Turner for the completion. And that's going to be enough for a Purple Raider first down.
Obviously, they wanted a little bit more there, but you're happy to take the completion, the first down. They'll spot it at the 47. 1st and 10, Purple Raiders.
.420 and counting. First and 10 from their own 47, up 17-0. You know they're going to try to punch another one in here before halftime. Maloney moves some running backs around, puts a receiver in motion, takes the snap. It was high, but he brought it down and handed it off. Straight up the middle goes the running back into Ohio Northern territory, down to the Ohio Northern 42, and another first down.
That was Darnell Williams out of John Adams High School, Cleveland, Ohio, on the carry, the graduate.
So first and 10 as they jump into Polar Bear territory. At their 42-yard line. Maloney in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to the back who goes up the right side. If he gets the corner, he does, but he's going to be driven out of bounds and slung down on the Ohio Northern sideline. And then we got a late flag out onto the field.
Let's see what the call is. Again, a high snap, but able to get it down. The running back able to get good yardage there. Let's see what the penalty is for here.
Mount Union's chirping.
They're pointing that it's on Ohio Northern.
Yep. And
side judge was going to come in and give his 2 cents, and the refs is like, no, I got it.
I don't. How much do they get? We've had quite the executive meetings today.
They've got to be deciding what dinner is tonight, I think.
Yeah, well, here we go. We're going to get a call now. It is after the play personal foul on number 53 of Ohio Northern, which is going to give Mount Union something they don't need, and that's help.
That's Evan Crowley, the sophomore defensive lineman out of Wadsworth, Ohio.
So they're going to mark that off, and that's going to move Mount in to the red zone, down to the Polar Bears' 19-yard line. It's already hard enough beating them when you're clean. It becomes impossible to beat them when you're getting penalized stuff, especially after the play that's unwarranted and unneeded.
Yeah, I didn't see what it was.
I was so focused on the tackle over here on the sideline below us, I didn't get to see what happened. It was definitely extracurricular stuff. But now we got a whistle coming in again, and they want to talk about some more stuff. What dips do you want? You want ranch? You want ranch honey mustard? I forgot to ask you. And they talked about it for 2 seconds, and then they're going to head back to their respective places. 2:57 to go until halftime. There we go. There's a whistle to start the clock back up. They must have figured out it is indeed going to be ranch.
Or is it cane sauce? Does he want extra cane sauce?
I don't know that we've confirmed Canes yet.
Canes is a sponsor here at Kara Stadium.
Takes the snap, hands it off to his back, cuts it up the middle, gains maybe 3 yards. And that's going to bring up second down and 7 as we have 2:30 to go until halftime. Ball is now on the Ohio Northern 16-yard line. And that wind that was howling from north to south is now completely gone.
It is quiet.
Here comes Mikey Maloney in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left. And what do we got now?
Now it's a timeout. Looks like by Mount Union Purple Raiders. Jeff Dart, head coach, says we need to chat about it. You were listening to Purple Raider football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here in Alliance, Ohio. 2 minutes to go. That's what it was. It wasn't a timeout. It was a 2-minute timeout.
Well, there you go.
2 minutes to go until halftime. Purple Raiders lead the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 17-0, and they're knocking on the door to add insult to injury before halftime. Out of the timeout, both teams. Shotgun for Maloney. Puts a man in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's going to be drugged down back at the 25, 24-yard line. Big sack by the Polar Bears. That goes all the way back to the 24 and makes it 3rd and 15.
Well, obviously not what you wanted if you're Mount Union.
So 1:30 to go. 3:15. Maloney in the shotgun. And what do we got again? This time there's going to be a timeout by Mount Union. And we will take another one. You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, man, good to see you. What brings you out here today?
Need to pick up a few tools. You?
I need new kitchen cabinets, countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson's Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard plumbing registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park, or visit them online at robertsonkitchenandbath.com, where amazing meets affordable.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
There we go. Back out of the timeout. 3rd and 15 for the Purple Raiders, sitting on the Ohio Northern 24-yard line. 1:15 to go until halftime. And the home team leads 17-0. Mikey Maloney comes out in the shotgun. He puts 3 receivers out wide to the right. One up top to the left. He's got his running back on his left hip. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. He's going to have to roll right out of the blitz. Here comes another one. He avoids 1, avoids 2, and he's going to take off running inside the 20, and he's going to be shoved down at the 18-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th and 9 for the Purple Raiders. And they're calling in signals to go for it. They're rushing back to the line of scrimmage. Under a minute to play. Maloney. And this time it's going to be Ohio Northern that calls the timeout. You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
All right, back here at Karis Stadium in Alliance. It is 4th and 9 from the Ohio Northern 18-yard line with 46 seconds to go for the Purple Raiders in the shotgun. They're going to put a man in motion. They're going to have 2 receivers now to each side. Maloney with the hard snap. He's going to send him back. This may just be to see if they can draw him off sides, as they're doing hard counts. And that's exactly what it was. And Mount Union's going to take another timeout, but we'll keep it here, as I have a feeling we're going to see the field goal unit come on, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yep, we'll see Yvonne Merrick, who's already been good once today from 38 yards out, He will come on to attempt a 35-yard field goal, Jay, this time.
35-yarder. He's going to be kicking from left to right now. The flag behind the goalposts is laying flat. And we were able to be down on the field while they were doing their warm-ups of kicking field goals and extra points. And at one point in time, a couple of the kickers got into a little bit of a competition.
They did, absolutely.
And so there it is. We're going to line up for the attempted field goal for the Purple Raiders with 46 seconds to go until halftime. There's the snap, the hold, the kick, plenty of leg. It is high, and it is good. It is now 20-0 for the Mount Union Purple Raiders against the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
Well, Ohio Northern will get it back, obviously, with about 40 seconds to go. Jay, if you're Ohio Northern now, it's about getting some points. It's about getting the momentum back on your side. You'll get the ball to start the third quarter.
If you could somehow put points, on the board here, even if it's just, you got one timeout remaining, you could just kind of get a good return here. I mean, if they'll let you return it. Mount Union's every kickoff has gone through the back of the end zone. But get a big play, get into field goal position, kick the field goal. Worst case scenario, get it back. You could cut this thing to a 10-point lead by the after your first possession of the second half if you could play this thing right.
Taking their time here.
They are taking their time.
Massillon Tigers 14, McKinley nothing.
And there's the kick. This one might be returnable. It's going to be fielded at the 2. Out to the 20. Cuts it back to the 23, and he almost got free. There was nobody over here on the near side.
That was Jordan Petaway, the junior running back out of Oregon, Ohio, Clay High School on the return.
And so we'll see what Feldman and his guys have up their sleeve for these final 35 seconds of the first half. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to his running back, who just kind of feels his way up through the right side of the line for a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 7. And it's going to be out to the 26-yard line. And they're not in any hurry as we are under 20 seconds to go until halftime. Feldman takes the snap, hands it off to his back again, and he pushes out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. And that's probably going to bring the first half to a close, and it is. The Mount Union Purple Raiders lead the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 20-0. We're going to step away for a commercial break. You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Bonford Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Bonford Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Bonfords can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Bonford Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Bonford Glass at 330-823-0450. Bonford Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spot. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here at Kara Stadium, it's halftime as the Mount Union Purple Raiders lead Ohio Northern 20-0. So we're going to go ahead and send it back to the studio for a news break.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of AM 1310 WDPN News. A North Canton man faces multiple charges after a shooting at an apartment complex earlier this month. 38-year-old Brian Francisco has been indicted by a Stark County grand jury on 8 counts of felonious assault and several other charges, including firing into a home and inducing panic. Police say Francisco fired through the walls of the Versailles Garden Apartments on Apple Grove Street October 9th, hitting a woman in a nearby unit several times. Officers rescued her while gunfire continued. Francisco's arraignment is set for October 31st in Common Pleas Court. The Stark County Coroner's Office has identified a homeless woman struck and killed by a train in Canton Thursday morning. 26-year-old Jocelyn Stanley of Canton was hit by the train near the 1200 block of Camden Avenue Southwest. She was taken to Altman Hospital, where she died a short time later. Investigator Tammy Wilkes says the cause of death was blunt force trauma. The incident was investigated by the Canton Metro Crash Team. Troubles inside the Stark Metropolitan Housing Authority's voucher program have cost its director her job. Becky Vallecchio, who ran the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program, was fired for poor performance. The program helps low-income residents pay rent but has been underused. The repository reports only about 1,300 of roughly 1,700 vouchers issued and just 86% of its federal budget spent, even as 700 people remain on a waiting list. A review found Vallecchio failed to meet federal requirements and didn't respond to leadership requests. Executive Director Danina Johnson cited confusion over reporting deadlines as part of the problem. The agency has until year's end to avoid possible funding cuts. The owner and operator of the Hall of Fame Village has more time to finalize a plan to go private. According to an SEC filing, the buyer and its affiliates extended the September deadline for Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment to October 31st and provided an additional $2 million for general corporate purposes. In May, Hall of Fame Resort entered into a deal with HOFV Holdings, an affiliate of Industrial Realty Group led by Stuart Lichter, who is on the resort board of directors. The agreement was recently approved by shareholders, but has not seen approval from creditors to exchange notes for equity in the new company this year. Hall of Fame Resort would merge with Omaha Merger Sub and be a wholly owned subsidiary of HOFV Holdings. Nimishillen Township trustees approved credit cards for departmental purchases Thursday. WDPN's David Schur reports.
Fire, road, and zoning departments will be issued a credit card from Chase Bank with a limit of $10,000 each. The fiscal office will have a $20,000 credit, bringing the total limit to $50,000. Trustees heard Equitable spokesman Bryce Mackey explain the employee retirement benefits and postponed agreement to participate in the 457 option pending further study and legal advice. Payment of current bills totaling $618,472 were approved.
More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
A Rootstown man has pleaded guilty to trafficking methamphetamine after his arrest earlier this year in Ravenna. 31-year-old Cody Baldwin Neiswinger entered the plea Friday in Portage County Common Pleas Court. On July 5th, he was detained on Main Street when police learned he had an outstanding warrant. He gave officers a fake name and tried to run but was caught by a police canine. A search turned up 27 grams of meth and more than $600 in cash hidden in his pants. Baldwin Neiswinger agreed to forfeit the money. Sentencing will be set after a pre-sentence investigation. 7 to 10 years in prison is the punishment for a man who broke into a state representative's home in New Waterford. 30-year-old Nathan Johnson of Columbiana was sentenced Friday by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton. He pleaded guilty to felony charges of aggravated burglary, felonious assault, and burglary. Johnson drove to State Representative Monica Robb Blaisdell's home on July 15th, punched her husband and former State Representative Chuck Blaisdell, and threw a chair through the front window. He also forced his way inside and took a phone from someone calling 911. Johnson was ordered to pay more than $1,700 in restitution. An East Liverpool contractor is accused of taking thousands of dollars for work he never completed. According to an indictment issued in June by the Columbiana County Grand Jury, 44-year-old Aaron Hook allegedly was paid $38,000 up front to remodel a home on Carlisle Road in Lisbon in November 2024. Police say he never did the job. Hook was arraigned in August and pleaded not guilty. He failed to show up for an October 8th court hearing and a bench warrant was issued. Hook was recently arrested by the Columbiana County Sheriff's Office. He's due back in court November 14th. A man is accused in a 25-year-old kidnapping and sexual assault case in Canfield. 57-year-old Jack Sheets, formerly of Canfield, was arrested Thursday by U.S. Marshals in Akron. A Mahoning County grand jury indicted him on 1 count of rape and 2 counts of kidnapping. The charges stem from a 2000 attack on a 30-year-old woman on North Broad Street. New DNA evidence led to the arrest. The Ohio Attorney General's office is handling the case. Sheets recently served 9 years in prison for rape and burglary in Trumbull County. Liberty Township trustee Devin Stanley was arrested Friday night by Niles police and booked at the Trumbull County Jail on a felonious assault charge. Police tell WFMJ-TV that Stanley was taken into custody at the Niles-Girard football game. Additional details are not available. Stanley also serves as chief deputy for Trumbull County Clerk of Courts Randy Law. Stanley could be arraigned in Niles Municipal Court as early as next week. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of this afternoon's game, but first a look at the forecast. For your Saturday afternoon, partly sunny and a high reaching 54. Patchy frost overnight, otherwise partly cloudy with a low down to 34. For AM 1310 WDPN News, I'm Jeff Mears.
Hey man, good to see you. What brings you out here today? Need to pick up a few tools. You? I need new kitchen cabinets, countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson's Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard plumbing registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park, or visit them online at robertsonkitchenandbath.com, where amazing meets affordable.
Bonford Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Bonford Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Bonfords can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Bonford Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Bonford Glass at 330-823-0450. Bonford Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
We are back here at Karas Stadium in Alliance, Ohio. It's halftime as the Mount Union Purple Raiders lead the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 20-0. I'm going to pass the mic over to my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees. He's going to catch us up on a score across town and some stats. Mike?
Well, the War of 1894, the Massillon Tigers currently lead the McKinley Bulldogs 14-7. We'll keep you updated on that one as often as we can. Let's get you caught up. If you're just joining us, how we got to 20-0. And then we'll go through some stats and we'll talk about the first half and maybe get into a little story time with Jay.
Oh, I got a great one.
So it's been all Mount Union here to start. The scoring started when Mikey Maloney found Steele for an 11-yard touchdown pass. The extra point was good, which gave Mount Union the lead 7-0. Caleb Miner then broke a 77-yard touchdown run. Marek's extra point was good, making it 14-0. And then 2 field goals by Yvonne Marek, one from 38 and one from 35, gets us to Mount Union 20, Ohio Northern 0. Into some stats here. First downs, Mount Union 10, Ohio Northern 6. Rushing attempts for Ohio Northern, 18 carries for 47 yards. Mount Union 17 for 139. 3 passes out of 12 attempts for Sam Feldman. Micah Maloney, 8 of 12 for 116 yards and a touchdown. Offensive plays, Ohio Northern 30 for 93 yards. Mount Union 29 for 255. 1 kick return for Ohio Northern for 22 yards. 1 kick return for 2 yards for Mount Union. 3 punts for Ohio Northern, averaging 49.7 yards. Mount Union 2 for 43 yards. 2 penalties on each team, both for 20 yards. Time of possession, Ohio Northern 14 minutes, 44 seconds. Mount Union 15 minutes, 16 seconds. Ohio Northern 0 for 6 on 3rd down and 1 for 2 on 4th down. Mount Union 2 of 6 on 3rd down, have not attempted a 4th down conversion. And Ohio Northern 0 for 1 in the red zone. Mount Union is a perfect 3 of 3. Louis Bazzioli, 10 carries, 32 yards, averaging 2.9 yards a carry. Sam Feldman, 6 carries for 21 yards, averaging 1.7 yards a carry. And Jordan Petaway, 2 carries, 8 yards. He is averaging 4 yards a carry. Kyle Celestin, 6 targets, 3 catches, 46 yards. And that does it for the receiving end on Ohio Northern. It has been a one-man show so far. Tackles for Ohio Northern, Darius Barnett with 4. Jacob Hirschberger with 3. Cooper Braden with 1. Colton Berner with 2. Colton Berner also the lone sack for Ohio Northern. For Mount Union, Caden Miner, 8 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Darnell Williams, 4 carries, 25 yards, averaging 6.2 yards a carry. Caden Miner, 13.4 yards a carry. Again, Maloney is 8 of 12 for 116 with a touchdown along a 34. He's only been sacked once. Jacob Cockrell targeted 3 times, 3 catches, 63 yards. Davion Grant targeted 5 times, 3 catches, 37 yards. Wyatt Steele, 1 target, 1 catch, 11 yards, and a touchdown. Nick Turner has been targeted twice, 1 catch, 5 yards. Mason Ashby, 2 returns for 23 yards on the punt end. Caden Miner, 1 return for 2 yards on kickoffs. Brandon Bowden with 6 total tackles and a half a sack. Gabe Ganelli, the other half sack. And I'm telling you what, Jay, it was all Mount Union all the time in that first half.
And the scoreboard shows it as it's 20-0 Purple Raiders, and we're going to step away for another commercial break. You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
Hey, man, good to see you. What brings you out here today?
Need to pick up a few tools. You?
I need new kitchen cabinets, countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson's Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard plumbing registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park, or visit them online at robertsonkitchenandbath.com, where amazing meets affordable.
Bonford Glass reminds you that fall is just around the corner and winter won't be far behind. And now's the time to think about those commercial doors and windows that need a little work. When the mercury in the old thermometer starts to plummet and the cold wind starts to blow, you'll want to be warm and cozy inside. And you can be with the help of the experts at Bonford Glass. They can replace broken or cracked windows and doors quite economically with unsurpassed service. Bonfords can even handle those odd and different sized windows, as well as replacing the old hardware and providing weather stripping for commercial doors of all types. No matter what kind of door or window treatment you need, the crew at Bonford Glass can handle it. Imagine the comfort of a pleasantly warm home, and your fuel bill savings will add up too. Call the glass experts at Bonford Glass at 330-823-0450. Bonford Glass, 30 South Union Avenue, in Alliance.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here at Karas Stadium in Alliance as the Purple Raiders lead the Polar Bears 20-0. Both teams have made their way out of the locker rooms and starting their warm-ups as we get ready to begin this second half of football here in this OAC matchup. Mount's just got to continue to do what they do. Control the ball, get first downs, get touchdowns, and right now their defense is pitching a shutout. If you're Ohio Northern, you got to start by getting first downs, and you got to get more than one on a possession, and they got to start putting points on the board. As dominant as Mount was in the first half, it is only a 3-score game, you would think, if you look at the stats. And if I told you that Ohio Northern has only been in the red zone one time with one missed field goal, you would think that this score would be a lot bigger. Usually it's 30 to 40 points, as I mentioned. Mount Union has scored 35 points or more in every single game so far this year, and right now they're on pace to do that again. And they've actually scored 42 or more points in 4 of their 6 games before the second half starts. So, yeah, that's where we're at, and we're about a minute and a half away from kickoff.
Well, Jay, obviously Ohio Northern not out of this ball game.
No,
at all.
I mean, I was just saying, if I told you that Ohio Northern's only been in the red zone once and they had a missed field goal and they got no points on the board, you would never believe that it's only a 3-score game.
Yeah, obviously the Purple Raiders would love to trade those field goals for touchdowns, but that's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah. All right, you ready for this? I got something to tell you.
Story time with Jay. Here we go.
We got about a minute. So you know Red Baron pizzas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know that they also come in the singular deep dish ones?
Yeah.
Our job, sometimes we get home late. You like to stop and pick food up on the way home.
I do.
I'm usually by myself. Sometimes I have my son, sometimes I don't. And I like to just go home because I want to get home because I've been out all day and just throw something in the stove. In this particular evening, I decided to throw one of those little personal pan deep dish Red Baron pizzas out of the freezer.
Okay.
I dropped it on my foot and broke 2 toes with a frozen pizza.
Oh, my gosh.
With a frozen pizza. You should see these 2 piggies.
Obviously, Red Baron makes a pretty solid pizza.
They make it solid when it came. I mean, I'm 6'2".
And now you know why I stop and pick up food on my way home.
I should have been wearing my slippers or something. I was barefoot in the kitchen. It was probably 11 o'clock at night or 10:30 at night. I'm going to tell you right now, they were fresh out of the freezer, so they were frozen.
It was hard, yeah. Those things are a brick, but yeah, I mean, obviously last night,
and from 6 feet in the air, that's not a slow fall.
Last night we had a little bit of a longer night because the game went into overtime. But yes, I was very happy to swing through the local drive-through establishment that I tend to frequent on a Friday night.
Yeah,
a little south of the border.
Oh, we know what you're talking about.
And picked up a little dinner to go home. I mean, it was a great night. So.
Yeah. So we got both teams out on the field here, ready for the second half kickoff as the Mount Union Purple Raiders will kick it off. And the Ohio Northern Polar Bears will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. And the Mount Union Purple Raiders lead 20-0, 1 half away from staying undefeated and becoming the only OAC team left with an undefeated conference record. Ball is in the air. This one's going to be returnable. Fielded at the 2. Out to the 15, up the left side, and he gets out to the 16 in great coverage by the Mount Union Purple Raiders.
That was Timothy Krivosh on the stop. He is a sophomore safety out of Hermitage, Pennsylvania, Hickory High School.
Hermitage, huh?
The kicker was Connell Rafferty, freshman out of Macedonia, Ohio, Nordonia High School.
Okay. And here come the Polar Bears for their opening possession of the second half. Sam Feldman back out in the shotgun. They need to get something going here. 2 receivers out wide to the left. They're going left to right. Puts a man in motion that goes towards the other receiver who's out wide right. Takes the snap, fires it to the left, got his man out to the 22-yard line. And that's going to bring up second down.
Kyle Celestin, the junior receiver out of Miami, Florida.
That's a 4-yard gain there. 2nd and 6 now out to the 21. That's what they used in that first offensive possession of the ball game that worked so well. Mm-hmm. And they're going right back to it. A little quick curl route off to the right. But now it's 2nd and 6. And Feldman takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to his running back who goes up the left side. Breaks 1 tackle out to the 30, to the 31, and that's going to be a Polar Bear first down.
That was Jordan Pettaway, the junior tailback out of Clay High School, Oregon, Ohio. And he ripped it right up the middle. A huge gain, Jay, on second down. It'll give the Polar Bears a first down.
14 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Again, Mount Union leads 20-0. Feldman in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 1 out wide to the right. Puts his running back in motion, and he's going to keep it himself and tuck it away, go up the left side. Gains maybe 2 yards, and there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, Mount Union Purple Raiders all over that one, not allowing Feldman any room to run at all. They're actually going to give him 3, Jay, on that carry. They'll mark it at the 34-yard line, 2nd and 7.
The importance of falling forward on a tackle. You get that extra yard, especially when you're as tall as Sam Feldman is. So he's going to come right back out in the shotgun, and they're going to keep everybody in tight. He'll stay in the shotgun, and he'll keep his back on his left hip. Hands it off to the running back. Nope, he faked it, and he fires it out to the right side. And a whole group of everybody. It is complete, but there's no space to work. And that's going to bring up third down in about 4 or 5.
The receiver was Rafi Stauffer, the sophomore out of Irwin, Ohio, Fairbanks High School. On the reception, they're going to give him a 3-yard reception, Jay, setting up a 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 for Ohio Northern from their own 37-yard line. 12:40 to go here in the third quarter. Feldman Out of that shotgun again. And he steps off the spot. Looks to the sideline, and they're going to go ahead and change the coverage. Takes the snap. Looks right. A little lofter over to the right side. And his receiver never stopped to turn around to look for the football, and it falls incomplete. And you guessed it, Ohio Northern is going to have to punt away the football.
Zach Liebler from Massillon, Ohio.
There we go. There's a
Tiger.
There's a Tiger in there.
There's another one, Ricardo Wells, freshman receiver from Massillon, also on the Polar Bears, or on the Purple Raiders. Excuse me.
Excusez-moi.
4th and 4.
And Mount Union's got a man standing in his own 20. There's the punt. Right at him. He doesn't have to move much. He's going to field it, and he's going to come up the left side, trying to get the corner out to the 25, out to the 25. He's just going to run himself out of bounds at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Purple Raiders as they get ready to start their first offensive possession of the second half.
Another punt return by North Canton Hoover Viking grad Mason Ashby. Got it to the outside, and of course there were about 6 Polar Bears and only Mason Ashby for the Purple Raiders. So the smart move, running out of bounds, save it for another day.
There's no need to take unnecessary hits.
Correct.
All right. It's Mikey Maloney time. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers. Puts a man in motion. It's Nick Turner. Takes a snap. Hands it off to his back, who goes up the left side, breaks 1 tackle, out to the 30, to the 35, and he runs out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That'll be enough for a Purple Raider first down.
Darnell Williams, again out of Cleveland, Ohio, John Adams High School, showing off the wheels there. And just like the first half, Jay, ripping off big runs for this Purple Raider offense.
So 1st and 10. From their own 38-yard line, under 12 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Again, Mount Union leads Ohio Northern 20-0. Maloney puts a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to the back again, who comes up the left side, and he gets out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Another great first down gain by the Purple Raiders.
That time it was the ball carrier was Lucas Weaver. Freshman out of Barberton, Ohio. He attended Walsh Jesuit High School.
So 2nd and 2 as he got 8 on that carry out to their own 46-yard line. Maloney takes the snap out of the shotgun, hands it off to the back, who goes, no, he faked it. He kept it himself and goes up the left side, and we are going to have a holding call on the Mount Union Purple Raiders as they got the ball out to the 50-yard line, but it looks like it's going to be coming backwards a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to get the guilty party as Caden Minor on the grab there. So sets up a penalty here. Penalty enforced at the spot of the foul.
Yep, so it's going to be 2nd down still. And we'll see where they'll mark this thing off. It's going to be back at the 39-yard line. So it'll actually be 2nd and 9. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Maloney back in that shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the right, 1 down here to the left. Going right to left, takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks right, fires it out to the back, who is in the flat, and it falls incomplete as it hits the turf, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Maloney was under an intense blitz. Had to get rid of it quickly, and unfortunately kind of short-armed the running back. His intended receiver looked to be Caden Minor.
So 3rd and 9 from their own 39, 10:45 to go here in the third quarter for the Purple Raiders. And they're back in the shotgun with Mikey Maloney. Man in motion. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks right, fires right. Got his man inside Ohio Northern territory, and that's another Purple Raider first down.
Davion Grant, the junior receiver out of Naples, Florida, on the reception. Jay, what a throw.
Great throw, great feet, great hands, great catch.
Mikey Maloney does not look like a freshman.
No. And he's going to go 5 wide now, and it's just going to be him in the backfield as he's in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the Polar Bear 45-yard line. Surveying the land. Takes the snap, fires right again, quick, got his man inside the 40, breaks 2 tackles, inside the 35, down to the 33, another Mount Union first down.
Jacob Cockrell, senior receiver, another phenomenal catch. How about breaking not 1 but 2 tackles, gets the first down, and Mount Union continuing to drive.
Nice little spin move there at the end to avoid the big hit before he goes down. As it's 1st and 10, Mount Union from Ohio Northern's 33-yard line, and they're going to go right back to the line of scrimmage. Maloney in the shotgun, puts his man in motion, takes the snap, and he's going to keep it himself going up the left side. And he's going to be drugged down at the 31-yard line after about a 2-yard gain.
Again, that read option, he could have pitched it to the back, running behind him, chose to keep it, picks up a positive 2 yards. Again, Maloney just does not look like a freshman to me, Jay. He looks like he is a mature junior/senior. Just like what he's seeing seems to be a few steps ahead of the defense.
And he's very calm, very quiet feet, very quiet mind, which helps you break down action in real time. And he'll take the snap out of 2nd and 8 and hand it off to his back, who follows his blockers up the middle to the left side, and he's going to be brought down at the Ohio Northern 27-yard line.
Great job. It'll set up a 3rd and 5 there.
A 30 and 5.
A 30 and 5, yeah. 3rd and 5.
From the Ohio Northern 28-yard line. 8.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mount still leads 20-0, but they are marching. Maloney gets the play from the sideline and barks it out to his lineman. 2 receivers to the right, 1 down here to the left. Takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, who goes up the middle, and then we got a quick whistle. And they're still playing. I don't know if they don't hear it or they don't care, but they finally got him.
Let's see what the penalty
split
is
up.
Here. It's usually a false start or an illegal procedure penalty here.
Guess what they're doing?
Talking about it.
Yes, sir.
They're going over their lunch and dinner orders tonight.
8:06 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's 20-0 Mount Union in this OAC matchup of conference undefeateds. And they're still, here we go. We're going to get ourselves a call here. All of that for no foul on the play. Beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of boos there, a lot of cheers. I mean, I don't understand what he thought he saw. There was no movement. There was I mean, I can watch it 2 ways. We've got a TV here in the booth. I can see it live down on the field as well.
So it's 3rd and 5 now. That kind of helped out Mount, considering that play had to have been dead, right?
I don't know if the tailback would have been able to break it.
Takes the snap, hands it off to him. He breaks it this time up the left side, cuts it back in, down inside the 20, and Mount Union is in the red zone again. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Wow, great job there by Darnell Williams. Just saw what the defense was giving him, broke a tackle, and then just able to get it to the outside. Got the first down, and again, Mount Union inside the red zone. They'll spot it at the 16, Jay. Mount Union driving, looking nice right now.
Yeah, taking their time. Everything's on their side. The time, the clock, the score. Maloney in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires it to the right side, got his man. He's hit immediately at the 10. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 after a 6-yard gain.
Nick Turner was the receiver there making the catch. He caught it, but he paid for it immediately, Jay.
Yeah, hit before he even could land on the ground. Nice, clean, hard hit. Avoided that personal foul that we see so often where you hit on a defenseless receiver, but he played football there, and it's 6:30 to go in the third quarter. In the third quarter, 2nd and 4 from the 10-yard line for the Purple Raiders. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking left, fires left, got his man, who's going to walk on into the end zone for another Mount Union touchdown.
That is Wyatt Steele for the second time today. Jay, it worked before on the touchdown, and it worked again.
Yeah, I believe it was the same play.
The first one was from 11 yards out. This one was from 16 yards out, I think. May have actually been the same. I'll have to look here.
But still the extra point coming for the Purple Raiders. There's the kick. It's up. And it's no good as he pulled it left, so it's going to stay 26-0.
No bueno there to miss the extra point. It happens, though.
Makes it less painful when you're up 26-0.
Correct.
So 6:14 to go. They ate up a good chunk of that third quarter as they are now leading 26-0. And with the way this Mount Union defense is playing, I don't really like to say this when it's just a 26-point football game halfway through the third quarter, but it's danger time to the point of no return for Ohio Northern if they don't put points on the board on this drive.
Absolutely. I think Ohio Northern has to come out and get something. You don't want the shutout. You don't, obviously, all the momentum, everything is on Mount Union side right now.
So, Purple Raiders ready to kick it back to Ohio Northern here, up 26-0. Thank you guys again for spending your Saturday afternoon with Mike and I, calling Mount Union football on 1310 WDPN. Ball is in the air, and this one's going to go through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Oh, we got a few extracurriculars. But they pry them apart and let it go about the day.
It's not worth it, guys.
Nah.
Not worth it. Nah. 10 yards was the touchdown pass from Maloney to Steele.
Good. So he's got a 10-yarder and an 11-yarder off of the same play.
And Connell Rafferty, 65 yards out of the end zone. Kid's got a leg on him.
That's the 5th time, I think, or the 4th time that he's kicked it out of the back of the end zone. Feldman takes the snap out of the shotgun, hands it to his running back, who cuts it up the left side for 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8 from their own 27-yard line.
Obviously, if you're Coach Freeze and Ohio Northern, when do you spread it out? When do you try to go 4 or 5 wide and kind of catch this Mount Union defense?
You have to now. This is, to me, I think this drive is do or die. I think they have to put points on the board on this possession. Granted, it's only 26, a little over halfway through the third quarter, but they've shown no threat since that first drive.
Very true.
Feldman in the shotgun. 3 receivers, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, fires it over the middle. He's got his man at the 42-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Polar Bears. There's that spreading out and spinning that you were talking about, Mike.
Seth Barandi, the junior receiver on the reception for Ohio Northern, gives them a first down to the 44-yard line.
And they'll fire it right back to the line of scrimmage. Feldman right back to the shotgun. Surveys the coverage and then looks over to the sideline for the play. Barks it out to the offense, who's already in formation. Takes the snap. Keeps it himself. Gets up the left side, makes one man miss, and gains another 2, maybe 3 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 46.
Obviously, again, just taking what the defense gave you. A good job there by Feldman making the first man miss. Unfortunately, there were multiple defenders in the area, and they bring him down only after a 2-yard gain.
2nd and 8 now from their own 46-yard line. 4:15 to go here in the third quarter, and Ohio Northern trails Mount Union 26-0. Feldman in the shotgun. Moves some guys around, drops back to pass, fires it to the left side. It's complete across the 50 and into Mount territory. A couple of Mount Union guys stood up and walked across the line of scrimmage pointing, saying that Ohio Northern was moving, but the referees let the play go through. So this might end up getting called Mount Union for the penalty in offsides.
Yeah, potentially. Let's see what the call is here as they deliberate and have a conversation.
They've never done that before.
Not at all.
4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Waiting to see what the call was. They let that play happen.
They did.
So I don't know that you can hit the rewind button and say false start. You'd have to turn it into an illegal procedure, which it wasn't.
Nope. Let's see what the call is here.
They actually are going to hit the rewind button. I guess you are allowed to just negate an entire play.
Yeah, Kyle Celestin did not get set, which he's at the top of the screen.
Looks set to me. If anybody, it was the
left guard.
It was the left guard
tackle
that moved.
Left tackle looked like he moved a little early.
So they made something up to justify the rewind. Either way, it's 26-0.
Somebody moved. They may have just called the penalty on the wrong player. That doesn't happen often.
2nd and 13 now from their own 41-yard line for Ohio Northern. Takes the snap, hands it off to the back, follows his blockers up the left side, and he gets out across to the 45-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 as they got the original penalty yardage back.
3rd and 9, 3:27 and counting, Jay.
Here in the third quarter at Karis Stadium. This is my first time here.
This is my first time here as well, and I am hoping that to be invited back again. This has been a beautiful, beautiful trip.
Feldman takes the snap out of the shotgun, looks right, pump fakes, and he's going to be sacked at the 40-yard line as there's 3 Mount Union Purple Raiders that met at the summit.
Caleb Brown was one that I saw, Abel, and then number 91, Brandon Bowden, the D lineman, able to get after Feldman, and they sack him yet again.
So you guessed it. It's punt formation for Ohio Northern. One guy back deep for the Purple Raiders, standing at his own 21-yard line. And it's blocked! Mount Union blocked it, ball's loose, and Ohio Northern falls on it. They've gotten close to it a few times here today, and this time they got home.
Blocked the punt. Was that Wyatt Steele?
That kid's just doing it all here today. 2 touchdowns and now a punt block.
Let's see who blocked the punt. We're going to watch the replay here. And it was not Wyatt Steele. It was number 35 for Mount Union, Ethan
Pitlack,
exactly. Pitlack. Ethan Pitlack on the block. Wyatt Steele lost his helmet.
That's why he had his hands in the air. He wasn't celebrating. He was like, I didn't do it.
Wasn't me. So first down at the 22, just outside the red zone for Mount Union.
Yep, Maloney's going to take over at the 22-yard line of Ohio Northern in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking left, avoids the rush, and he's going to take off on his own inside the 20, and he dives down at the 12-yard line inside the red zone. Go the Purple Raiders.
Just a great job. They're going to say he gained 9 on that one, Jay. They're going to mark him at the 13. It is a 2nd and 1. The weather just absolutely beautiful.
That sunshine just come out from behind the clouds, and
it's a little warmer than I anticipated today.
Yeah, I like it.
Yesterday it was very, very cold, especially last night.
About 42 when we were walking out of the stadium last night at Green Memorial. All right, 2nd and 1 from the 13 for the Purple Raiders. Inside the red zone, they take the snap, hand it off to the back who goes up the middle, and he gets enough for the first down, and that'll be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for Mount Union as we have 1:40 8:30 left here in the third quarter, and they lead 26-0. And it's only a matter of time before that number goes up.
That was Caden Miner, the sophomore tailback out of New Madrid, Missouri, I believe. MO, that's the state abbreviation for Missouri. Very talented kid there.
Maloney in the shotgun, man in motion, takes the snap, fires it to the left side, a little lobber into the end zone for the touchdown for Mount Union.
That was Caden Miner on the reception. So he's done it on the ground. He now gets a receiving touchdown. Great job there. Great throw by Maloney. 12-yard touchdown pass.
Well, they're going to attempt this extra point again. Last one was missed. This one is not. Extra point is good. It makes it 33-0. Mount Union. And now they are just 2 points shy of that 35 number that they have eclipsed every single game so far this season. 58 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and now the Purple Raiders lead 33-0. And you could probably call it at this point.
We'll see. I mean, there's a full quarter to play. I've seen miracles performed.
It's going to take more than one of those. I've never seen two happen in the same day. They're going to need 5.
I can't tell you what's going to happen.
We're going to find out. Kickoff coming back to the Polar Bears with 58 seconds to go here in the third quarter at Karas Stadium.
And the McKinley Bulldogs and the Massillon Tigers, Jay, knotted up at 14 at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
Good. And this kick is going to be driven up the left side. It is going to be he's not going to return it. He's actually going to catch it and down it in the end zone. So Ohio Northern will get it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line with 58 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Well, obviously, Jay, we've said it a bunch since the start of the second half. Ohio Northern, are they going to answer the bell here? Trailing 33-0 here at Karas Stadium in Alliance. Feldman leads the offense back out onto the field.
Takes the snap out of the shotgun, and he's going to go eye to the left up top. And that's definitely a defensive pass. No flag. 2nd and 10.
Costa Tharasavilu, man on the defense there for Mount Union.
2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line with 53 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
We're going to call it good defense, Jay. That's what we're going to call it.
We're going to call it an incomplete pass.
There you go. Fair enough.
And that's where we'll leave it at.
That's fact. Incomplete pass.
Feldman takes the snap, hands it off to his running back who goes up the middle, then cuts it back to the left side out to the 28-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and probably long, 3rd and 7. They gave him 3 on that carry.
Jordan Petaway, the tailback for Ohio Northern. He seems to has become the main feature back.
Yeah.
Glacioli, he started the game, and we haven't said his name or called his number in quite a while.
Yep, Feldman in the shotgun, drops back to pass, fires it over the middle again, too hot for his receiver, right through his hands, and that's 4th down.
Kyle Celestian the intended.
And there goes a flag late. Mount Union starting to taunt, and I'm wondering if either the refs are noticing now or if Ohio Northern's being the one getting caught, because it's always the second guy.
It's always the retaliator.
Nope, this time they got Mount on it, so that's going to give them a 15-yard automatic first down.
Penalty is going to go against Caleb Brown for unsportsmanlike conduct.
And he is getting an earful.
Well, it's his first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. If you get two, you are disqualified, a.k.a. ejected from the game.
You are out of here.
So, of course, getting an earful, he has.
There's just no point. I mean, you're up 33-0, and they've shown no promise of even getting into this football game. Just head down, go to work, finish this thing off, and go home a winner. And now they give Ohio Northern a first down and a new set of downs all the way out to their own 43-yard line when that was going to be a 4th and 7.
Correct.
That don't matter here, but it'll matter when the games get tight and it's a winner go home type situation.
Well, you don't want to make mental mistakes.
Sure.
You really don't. Want to play a clean game.
So Feldman in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Puts a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to the back who goes right up the middle across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And that's going to bring the third quarter to a close as Mount Union leads Ohio Northern 33-0. You're listening to Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here at Karas Stadium in Alliance for the start of the fourth quarter as the Mount Union Purple Raiders lead the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 33-0.
At the end of that third quarter, Jay, the officials went and had a little bit of a conversation with both coaches and some of the players just to kind of cut the extracurricular stuff out.
I like that. We're going to flip the field here for the rest of the ball game. And Ohio Northern's going to go right to left. They have a 2nd and 6 from their own 47-yard line, trailing by 33. Sam Feldman takes the snap out of the shotgun, hands it off to his running back who goes up the left side, and there's nothing there.
Great job by the Polar Bears trying to get what they can, but a great job by the Purple Raider defense just swallowing them up. Jay, I think they're going to have to spread it out a little bit here. They're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, they got no gain there. It's still 3rd and 6 from their own 47-yard line, 14.5 to go in the ball game. And they're going to be in the shotgun as they've been the entire time. Feldman takes the snap, looks left, looks right, rolling right, fires right, got his man at the 49-yard line of Mount Union. And that's going to be a little short. It's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 1, they're going to say.
That was Zach Liebler from Massillon on the tackle there. 4th and 1. Ball on the 48 of Mount Union.
And the Polar Bears are going to go for it as they are on the Mount Union side of the 50.
Late substitution by Ohio Northern.
I don't see. There's the play clock. It's down under 10. Back in the shotgun. They're going out of the Wildcat again. Takes the snap. The back's going to take it himself, and he's going to spin forward all the way down to the 45-yard line. That second burst got him through the line.
That was Blasioli, if I'm not mistaken, number 22.
It was?
It was out of the Wildcat formation now.
It's the second time they've done that
And
today.
it was successful before as well.
Yeah.
Feldman gets the play call, and again, they run to the line here.
1st and 10 now from the Mount Union 45-yard line. Purple Raiders would love nothing more than to pitch a shutout. They hand it off, goes up the right side, a nice little 4-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Polar Bears. Oh, they gave him, 2nd and 6. He's on the 41-yard line.
So Ohio Northern just looks, they look okay to just keep running the football.
This Mount Union mascot is cracking me up. This dude keeps driving by all of the fans on a golf cart by himself. And he's just shaking his head and looking at everybody. Is he going to hit that? He almost ran into the table. And Feldman takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, who gets down to the 38-yard line before he stood up, picked up, and set back down.
A lot of extra.
And there's another late flag. Let's see who this one's on.
Will it be offsetting again? Love getting stats hand delivered. This is kind of nice, Jay.
It's a different world, my friend.
Let's see what
You went from eating Taco Bell to El Campesinos. Here we go. It's on Mount Union again. So that'll add 15 yards to the end of that one. And it will give Ohio Northern another 1st down.
Can't continue to make mental mistakes here. I mean, obviously the play is over. Whistling it dead, whistling it dead. And again, it looked like it was on Zach Liebler of Mount Union.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for Ohio Northern from the Mount Union 23. This is the furthest Ohio Northern's been into Mount territory since the first drive of the ball game. Fires it to the left, got his man at the 20, and that's where he'll stay. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
No. He lost his helmet.
So he'll come out for one play. That is Kyle Celestin.
Not happy at all about losing his helmet.
No, they don't like coming out. So it's going to be 2nd down from the 19-yard line, 2nd and 6 as they got 4 on that, 11 and a half to go in the ball game. Feldman takes a snap, hands it off to his back, who goes up the left side, gets maybe another yard down to the 18, and that's going to be 3rd and 5.
Head away was the ball carrier for Ohio Northern. Well, Jay, it looks like Mount Union will become 7-0. 5-0 in the OAC, the last remaining undefeated.
In conference play, absolutely. Feldman, he's going to be in the shotgun again. He's going to have 2 receivers to his right, 1 down here to the left, as Celestin has come back into the ball game after that 1 play off for the helmet. Takes the snap, hands it off to the back, who goes right up the middle, and he's going to get pushed down to about the 15-yard line, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 2.
4th and 2.
4th and 2, sorry. 4th and 2, and they're definitely going for it. It'll probably be 4 downs from here on out for Ohio Northern. 4th and 2. They're inside the red zone on the Mount Union 15-yard line. We're approaching the 10-minute mark of the 4th quarter. And this time they're going to put Feldman under center for the first time tonight. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, then pitches it to the back, cuts it inside to the 9, runs over a tackler down to the 5-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Polar Bears.
Great job there. The little option toss out from Feldman to Jordan Petaway. He ran over Costa Thrasavilu.
But Thrasavilu held on for the tackle, so there's something to be said there. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 5 for Ohio Northern with 9:20 to go in the football game. Feldman in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers out wide right. Got his back in the backfield with him behind him. Takes the snap, hands it off right up the middle inside the 5, and he falls down at about the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal.
They're going to spot him at the 1. Still think it's fantastic, Jay. The Purple Raider mascot over on the golf cart now, over on the Mount Union side.
Now he's got his feet kicked up. He's a character, man. There's a snap from Feldman straight up the middle again by the running back. Leans forward. We're waiting for the signal. And we don't even have he's down. We have right at the last blade of grass. There it is. There's the touchdown symbol. They had to get up there and assess the situation.
Jordan Petaway, the ball carrier for Ohio Northern, will get credit for the 1-yard touchdown.
And no shutout today. But the Purple Raiders are still in full control of this football game with 8:21 to go, an extra point still to come for the Polar Bears. There's the snap, the hold, the kick. And it is good. It is now 33-7 as Ohio Northern avoids the shutout with the touchdown.
Well, they get on the board, but now, again, trailing by 26, Jay. And 8:21 to go. You would think that they're going to have to hurry up. Could we potentially see an onside kick here?
You never know. You just never know.
Never know. And in these types of games, what the coaches...
I mean, you might as well. I mean, what have you got to lose?
Well, other than giving Mount amazing field position.
And you're already down 33-7. You've given them all kinds of field position, good, bad, and indifferent, and they're up 33-7. So we'll see what they decide to do. Again, thank you guys for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here on Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and Q92radiosports.com. And thank you to all of our sponsors who have made these broadcasts possible. And they have it teed up as if it's going to be an onside kick, so Mount is going to call timeout. See how he doesn't lay it nose down, he lays it flat. Usually when you put it on the tee to kick it away, the nose goes into the point of the tee and stands straight up and down, whereas he had the football on the tee, but it was laying flat side to side. That's usually the indicator that an onside attempt is coming.
Yeah, he had it laying flat there on the tee, and we saw them practicing this a little bit during warm-ups. He was able to get a couple of nice bounces when he would kick. You know, when you want to do an onside kick, you want it to get to that high arc so that you could potentially hit the return man before he controls it. Now, Jay, he tees it up as if he's going to kick it off.
Yep.
No, he's thinking about it. Nope, he faked him out again. Lays it flat on the tee.
So, 8:21 to go. Mount Union leads 33-7. Approaches the ball, and he just punches it right down the middle. And there's only one guy back there, and he's going to have to fall on it at the 22-yard line. And that's where Mount Union will take over 1st and 10.
Now let's see what Mount Union has in store this time on their offensive series.
Bleed the clock.
It is halftime at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, where the Massillon Tigers and the McKinley Bulldogs are knotted up at 14 apiece.
All righty. Halfway through the war of a long time ago, 1894.
1894 was indeed a long time ago.
So, Maloney in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, who didn't even have time to tuck the ball in, as he's thrown for a loss and he's slow to get up.
That was number 38, Colton Berner, out of Springfield, Ohio, Northwestern High School. He met Miner in the backfield as soon as he took the football and greeted him to the turf.
2nd and 12 now, back on their own 20-yard line. Under 8 minutes to play in the game. Maloney gets the call from the sidelines. And the shotgun. 3 receivers.
Play clock at 3.
Takes the snap, drops back the pass, looks left, fires left. Got his man at the 30-yard line.
That's Nick Turner on the reception now. Sets up 3rd and 2.
Found the soft spot in the zone, sat down, and got hit. 3rd and 2 from the 30. And most importantly for Mount Union, the clock keeps moving. Right back to the line of scrimmage for the Purple Raiders. And
a late flag.
Yeah, that Ohio Northern guy jumped off sides, and I believe one of the offensive linemen just reached out and touched him. So that's probably going to be
encroachment
on the defense, which will, if it is, that's a 5-yard penalty, which will give Mount Union an automatic first down. But again, all decisions with this crew, including what color shoelaces, is going to require a meeting.
Here we go.
Yep, encroachment it is. 5-yard penalty. That's going to be a first down for the Purple Raiders.
Jay, what is the Mount Union record watch that we are keeping an eye on, their score? How many points do they need to? They've averaged.
They have scored over 35 points in every game so far this year, and they've scored 42 in 4 of the 6 games.
Okay.
So one more score of field goal or more gets them above that 35 that they've been riding. They'll need a little bit more than that if they want to get above 42 again. Maloney takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back the pass, and they're going to go deep. He's got a man at the 20, bobbles it, and drops it. What a beautiful ball by Mikey Maloney, but it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10.
And
the
sigh falls over the crowd. That would have been amazing if he could have hauled it in, but just bobbled it. It was a perfect throw.
Jacob Cockrell would give anything to have that one back.
I don't know how he dropped it, but unfortunately he did. Disappointment for sure. He wants a redo. Can he get a mulligan? Probably not.
We're going to find out. 2nd and 10 from their own 35. Maloney takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires it left, got a man out to the 40, to the 41-yard line, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and short.
It's Matt Anderson, the tight end out of Scottsdale, Arizona, on the reception there.
A lot of good golf down there.
Scottsdale.
A lot of good golf.
Of course, if anybody would know about golf, it's my broadcast partner, Jay Wilhelm III. I myself am awful at golf, but I go out to have a good time. I am the comedic relief, I guess, for my golf trips.
3rd and 5 now from the 40 for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. 6:10 to go in the football game. Takes the snap, hands it off to the back, straight up the middle, and he tries the spin move, but got hip checked at the 43.
That was number 7 for Ohio Northern. Cooper Braden, the senior defensive back from Orange City, Florida.
That's going to bring up 4th and 2 from their own 43-yard line. And they're actually talking about it. They're taking their good old time.
They're going to punt.
They are going to punt. They did it late to try to see if they could catch the sideline of Ohio Northern sleeping. One man back deep, standing at his own 13-yard line. There's the punt. And it's going to be fair caught at the 15. And that's where Ohio Northern will start this offensive drive, 1st and 10.
So Austin Stauffer, we'll go with Stauffer. Austin Stauffer from Wapakoneta, Ohio.
Wow.
That's a fun word. So let's see what Ohio Northern can do fresh off their touchdown scoring drive.
Last possession from their own 15 with 5:12 to go. Feldman in the shotgun. See if they spread it around and spin it. Well, the first one's fired to the right side out to the 19-yard line. And he'll finally be tackled in bounds as the clock will continue to run.
Kyle Celestin again on the reception.
He comes up with a little hitch in his giddy-up.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it is going to be 2nd and 5 from the 20-yard line, under 5 minutes to play. Feldman in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to the back, who goes up the left side, breaks free out to the 25 to the 27-yard line, and that is going to be enough for a Polar Bear first down.
That was Blasioli. Big run there. So really quick here, if I can find it. Celestin, 6 catches, 61 yards. He has been the top target for Ohio Northern today.
1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. 4 minutes left to play in the ball game. Feldman in the shotgun again with the 3 receivers. Takes the snap, hands it off to the back, goes up the right side, cuts it up back towards the middle, out across the 35-yard line. And that's going to be about a 7-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3 from the 35 for Ohio Northern. And it looks like they're just content running the football and letting this clock just continue on down. Feldman in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff this time, and he's going to fire it over the middle. This time he got his man down to the 50 into Mount Union territory, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Another first down for the Polar Bears.
That was Seth Barandi on the reception there. Great job over the middle. A nice little slant route.
Feldman right back to the line. Hurry up offense. Then they're just going to hand it off to the back up the right side. Gains 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 38. Blasioli.
I think we've said that. Have we not?
We got it right. I'm confirming the fact that we were correct. Because you know that the announcers get it. They get the.
You would hope.
They do. They do. So 2nd and 8 from the Mount 38. 2:25 to go in the game. Feldman takes the snap, hands it off to his back, and there's 2 Purple Raiders waiting deep in the backfield for him. So he's going to lose 4 yards.
So Weston Arthur and Parker Logan combined on the stop. He's going to lose some yardage. 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12 from the Mount 42-yard line, and it is the 2-minute timeout. We're going to step away. You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want, the Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here at Kara Stadium with 2 minutes to go in the ball game, the Purple Raiders lead Ohio Northern 33-7, and the Polar Bears have a 3rd and 12 from the Mount Union 42-yard line. And Sam Feldman's going to be in the shotgun. He's going to have 3 receivers. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking right, looking downfield, looking down the middle, fires it over the middle. Got his man at the 25 to the 21-yard line, and that's going to move the chains for Ohio Northern, who right now are just playing for reps and pride at this point, as we are 1:51 to go in the football game. Right back to the line of scrimmage. No huddle offense for the Polar Bears. Feldman takes the snap, hands it off to the back. Up the right side, pushes his way down to the 18.
So, yeah, they're just it's a respect thing right now. Trailing by 26. They know that it's a little bit out of reach at this point. They're going to take the loss. But now, like you said, Jay, get some reps, get some pride, try to punch one in here before the clock runs out.
So Feldman takes the snap, hands it off to the back again, who goes up the right side, bursts his way through the middle, and down into the red zone to the 12-yard line, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 1 with 1:05 to go.
Zach Oleknowitz from Revere High School in Richfield, the ball carrier.
Under a minute to play. Mount Union leads 33-7. They are going to move to 7-0, 5-0 in conference play. Ohio Northern is going to fall to 5-2, and this will be their first conference loss, so they'll be 5-1 in conference play. Feldman, still 34 seconds to go, drops back the pass, looks left, looks right, throws it away to the right side as the pass rush was bearing down on him quickly.
Tried a little out there, but yeah, a little too much. Threw it out of bounds. He didn't want to take the pop. It's 4th and 1.
So 4th and 1 from the 12-yard line, and the Ohio Northern, well, some of them are Mount people, but they're starting to filter out down below us. 28 seconds to go. Takes the snap. He's looking left. He's going to lob it into the corner of the end zone. And there's going to be no call.
At most, that would have been offensive pass interference. He shoved off the defender, trying to get him some space. Yeah, that's gonna do it. 81 straight regular season games the Mount Union Purple Raiders have won. They have not lost a regular season road game since 1991.
It's a long time. I was 9.
It's a long time.
I'm closer to death than I am that date.
That's fair. That is fair, my friend. Mount Union now in the victory formation.
Yep, victory formation for the Mount Union Purple Raiders, and they will defeat the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 33-7.
Great win by the Purple Raiders.
And that'll do it here from Kara Stadium in Alliance, Ohio, as the Mount Union Purple Raiders defeat the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 33-7. We're going to step away for a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we will have our final thoughts on the ball game here today. You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN. It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Back here at Kara Stadium, it's a final 33-7. Mount Union defeats the Ohio Northern Polar Bears, as it was pretty much a game dominated by Mount Union per the usual. And it all started with a 20-0 halftime lead for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. And Ohio Northern, they did avoid the shutout by scoring on a 1-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter, with the extra point being good to get rid of that goose egg on the scoreboard.
I'm trying to get you your stats here real quick.
We're going to look up some quick statistics before we sign off. Again, thank you guys for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here on AM 1310 WDPN and Q92 Radiosports.com.
It's loading up here. Still waiting for it to load. All right, here we go. Sam Feldman finished 11 of 25 or 131 yards. Louis Blasioli, 20 carries, 60 yards. Kyle Celestin, 7 catches for 82 yards. Maloney finished 15 of 21, 187 yards, 3 touchdowns. Caleb Miner, I don't believe that's his name. I said it wrong again. I apologize for that. Miner finished with 10 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown. Cockrell, 4 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Jay, obviously, Mount Union controlled this thing from start to finish. They wished they'd have pitched a shutout. They didn't. Ohio Northern got on the board late. But it'll be great to talk to head coach Jeff Dart. And we'll get a couple player interviews. Follow us on AM 1310 WDPN. You can catch those. It's been a fun day here, sir.
Yeah, this was a fun experience. Like I said, it was the first time I have been to Karis Stadium. I've been to Mount Union plenty of times. I played baseball for Otterbein, so I am an OAC kid. So I've been on campus for those contests, but never inside the football stadium. And it was really, really neat to see. And it was a fun afternoon. Back-to-back nights, my friend, you and me, and then we get a break.
We get a little break until high school playoff time. We'll find out where we're going this Friday. Follow us on Q92 Sports, on Facebook, X, Instagram, and we'll tell you where it will be.
And I think that's about all we're going to come up with tonight. Thank you guys for spending your Saturday night with us. I'm Jay.
I'm Mike.
That's Mike. And we'll see you guys next time. Be safe, everybody.
Have a great night, everybody.